Okay, so this is a little further course orientation for Physics 101, the online section for Fall 16. First of all, if you go to your Moodle page, it should look something like this. And I'll go down here. Here's my 101 WWP course. I'll click on that. And what you're going to find here, on Moodle, I will post your grades. I will post your grades regularly and as we have them in class. So you'll find your grades here. You'll also find a link here to announcements. Those will be emailed to you through your Moodle page, so you should certainly check your email on a daily basis, your Nichols email address. You can forward that email to your personal email address if you want. Come see me, I can help you set that up. You'll also find a link to the course website, and this is where much of your information will be for the course. So I'm going to step through some of these office hours here. I'll show you my office hours, but I also want you to know that if I'm not in class up until about 3 o'clock, I am available to you. So if you want to just drop in, even if it's not my office hours, if you catch me, that's great. Usually I'm in my office. Or if you want to schedule an appointment with me outside of my office hours, that's fine. If you drop in, and it is my office hours, then I'll be there unless I have some previously scheduled thing, in which case I'll send you an announcement of that. The syllabus will go ahead and do that. Let's just take a look at this. It is important that you read this carefully, but I'm going to just point out the highlights. This is our basic physics 1. We have online lectures in this class, so basically everything that we do in the class I've transported onto YouTube in a screencast type format, and I'll show you how to use those. You'll also have in the class, I have questions that people answer with the clickers. Instead of using your clickers, you'll be doing those online. You'll also have some online homework sessions, which I'll describe in a separate video for using our OpenStax Tutor, which is a free online textbook. So you'll have these online lectures. These are the topics we'll cover. There's the drop date is Friday, 28th of October. You should have 3 exams by that time, so you should know exactly how you stand in the course and what are your prospects for making an A, B, or C, or D, or worse. So you'll certainly have a knowledgeable decision about the drop day. Now the exam schedule. This is very important for you guys. This is a WWP course. That means that it's an online class except for the exams, which are proctored. That's what the P means. And we have 4 exams plus the final. All those are paper exams. You will need to take them either with me or in some approved testing center. Most of you will take that exam with me. That means either I have these special times, exam number 1, exam number 2, exam number 3, set aside these special times in which you'll take those exams between 2 and 3 p.m. You can also come to the regular class time if you have the 4M section available. That's Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10:45 to 11:40. You can take it with my class then. But you have a 2-day window. So say, for example, this Wednesday, 14 September exam, you can take it either on Tuesday, the 13th of September, or Wednesday, the 14th of September. Anytime during normal working hours, and I'll be very, very flexible. I understand that you guys are taking this online and you may or may not be on campus all the time or whatever, but I will be very, very flexible to help you get those exams. Those are really the required times for us to come face to face. And actually, we don't even have to come face to face because you can also take it at an approved testing center. Practically every university or community college has a testing center. Most of them have some sort of fee attached to them. Some public libraries, like the Lafayette Public Library, they offer testing as well for free. So you might want to check with your public library before you check with your university. See, this is the schedule. It shows our holidays and the drop day and all that. You want to make sure that day to day you're spending about 20 to 30 minutes on this course. And then by the time you get to the exam, you should be pretty much ready. I'd really love for you to have the night before the exam to go out with your friends and have a nice dinner, go home and go to bed. Okay, that's really what your goal should be, not that you spend up all night studying. I know that some of you do that, but that is not an effective way to study. You should set aside 20 to 30, maybe 60 minutes a day, every day, or at least 3 to 5 times a week, where you're devoting that time to physics. Some of that would just be built into the course, where you have to do that to meet the assignments. But some of it you're just going to have to do yourself. But make it happen. All right, so in the class, we have clicker questions. that are related to the lectures. You're not in class, obviously, so instead you're going to do this online participation. These are online quizzes, and I'll show you those. They're linked from the website, where you just answer general questions about the material that we're covering in the lectures, in the online screencast lectures. In addition, these quizzes I call OP quizzes, for online participation quizzes. In addition to that, every Friday, including this coming Friday, you have a quiz, a reading assignment, and a short quiz. It's about 10 to 12 multiple choice questions based on that reading. These will be on every Friday. Right now I've assigned it already, but you'll have it assigned at least by Wednesday, and you'll have several days to complete it. But you have until Friday at midnight. Expect a quiz every single Friday. Now those quizzes are pretty heavily weighted. If you add them all up, they're going to be the same weight as an exam. So you have 4 exams, but really you have 5 exams, because those online quizzes count as an exam. You can use any resource you want. You can have your friend who's a physics major from UL sitting next to you, and that's okay. But you'll need to take those quizzes and do the readings. I recommend that you just use your own brain, okay, because that's the best way to prepare for the exams. You'll also see on these quizzes, you'll see some of those questions on the exam, and you'll certainly see questions that are very similar and related to the material on the exam, but I'll probably take a few for each exam that are practically verbatim from those. This is our grading. You have 4 exams. Your class participation, or rather your online participation, is worth 100 points. Excuse me, your online participation is worth 50 points. Your online quizzes, that's your Quiz Friday, that's worth the same as an exam, giving you a total of 700 points. All right, there is a grade calculator on the website, and I'll show you that here. How to make an A. This is advice from previous students. Do the homework, work through the old exams, do the quizzes and the reading. You'll be okay. If you want honors credit for this class, there's a document here describing several opportunities for honors credit. Recommend you do so. Fill out a petition and return it to me and to the Honors College. This is a grade calculator. This is an Excel spreadsheet. An Excel spreadsheet where you can just put in your grades and figure out, what is going to be your average. Let's see here. All right. So here, these are 4 exam grades. This is the maximum value. The final is worth 150 points. This is your online participation. And then these are our Quiz Fridays. And you can just put in the grade that you expect to get or the grade that you did get, and it'll spit out your final average. And then also there are the percentages. Remember, as I said, the quizzes, the online quizzes, are the same weight as the exams. That means that they're worth quite a lot. So they come every Friday, but you need to spend time on them to make sure that you do well. We'll have a separate video about Tutor. That's our online course homework. This is a workbook. This has notes in it that you'll find to be useful. I'll show you what I mean by that with the course lectures. But as you're going along through the course lectures, I find that it's very helpful to work them out as you go along. And then that sort of best helps simulate what we do in the class. These are questions that we'll answer in the online participation quizzes. They're not available here, but after we do them, I will post them here if you want to just download the questions, but the questions are also in the workbook. These are our online participation quizzes. So for example, here's our Chapter 1 quiz. These are the clicker questions that we would do in class otherwise. So these are also in that workbook. These are questions that after you do, or as you're going through the workbook, you can answer these questions as they come up. So they're related to everything that's in the workbook as you go through the screencast. I also want to point out here, these are the screencasts for Chapter 1, for example. So this is screencast for Chapter 1. This one is on standards, and I'll leave you to look at these as you like. But the workbook, it looks like this. And as you go through the screencast, you can fill in the notes and work the examples with me as I work them on the screencast. And then after the quiz is due, this particular one is due Friday, August 26th. The introductions quiz, by the way, I'm going to make due earlier than that, probably Monday or Tuesday of next week. But after you you complete the quiz. After everybody completes the quiz, then I'll make the solution available to you just so you can review that for the exams. These questions will be a good place for you to study for the exam. They're not going to be exactly the same, but they'll be similar. So they're really there to help you, guide you through the material as you're going through the screencast. You'll have this equation sheet beginning in chapter 5. So that'll be about exam 2 or 3 when you'll pick up this equation sheet. But in the beginning, there aren't that many equations. There are really maybe 2 or 3 equations, and so we won't have an equation sheet. There's some other resources here. These are all the old exams that I've ever given. That will give you a good indication of what to expect for your exam, but again, they won't be different. They'll be similar but different, covering the same material. You can also find the homework. So in the workbook, there are problems that you can do for homework, and here you can find the solutions to that homework. Now, I recommend that you don't use these until after you've tried working through the homework yourself, because in that way you'll be able to better figure out where it is that you are having problems by making mistakes. So I'd use these videos even for the old exams where we have the solutions to the old exams on those old exam videos, that you don't use them just as a resource in themselves, but you use them only to check your work. There are screencasts here. These are just the ones from that are also listed on the online participation quizzes, which is this link right here. I'll have help sessions throughout the semester. If you're not able to attend, that's okay, but I'll record them and put them here. And actually, I'm going to have a separate link down here, which will be actually the recordings from the classes from this semester. So recordings of the lecture and the material that we cover in class from this semester. That way you'll have an idea of sort of where we are in the lecture. You can come to that lecture, or you can pick up what we're doing. You know, you might see some extra stuff as students ask questions within that class. You might want to follow along in that, but I'll let you explore that as it becomes available. Okay, and I think that's it. There's some online textbooks here. We're going to be using OpenStax. This is a free open source textbook that Rice has put out. It's a very nice book, and you're going to be doing your online quizzes with OpenStax. I'll have a separate video describing how you access that. In fact, I've already sent out an email telling you to go ahead and set up an account for that. So I think that this will make our experience a lot more effective in how you learn the physics that we need to learn. So I'm really excited about this semester. I'm glad that you're with us. Again, I am always available to you. Send me email, give me a phone call, come by and see me. Please, 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 if you're having difficulty, please, please, please come by and see me. Because I can take a student that is making C's and D's and turn them around and make them an A or B just with meeting in my office. So if you're having trouble, please, please, please come see me.